This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for an awesome free trial membership.
Libya. Wow. We have a full-scale revolution. We had told you yesterday that the city of Benghazi has fallen. It is the second largest city in Libya. Now, many other cities have fallen to the revolution against Gaddafi. The city of Misrata, it is the closest major city to Tripoli, and anti-government forces have taken over. We have an audio statement posted online by armed forces officers in Misrata saying, quote, "Our total support is with the anti-Gaddafi government and movement." Well, and I say government partly because they have begun to set up government in different areas throughout Libya. Since they've taken over, they actually need to guard the posts. They need to guard the weapons. They need to act as the police. It's amazing. Zwara, a town about 30 miles from the Tunisian border in the west, has been taken by anti-government forces. Pre-Gaddafi flag is flying apparently in a building in Zawiya, that is 30 miles west of Tripoli. So they're closing in on Tripoli. Two Air Force pilots jumped from their Russian-made Sukhoi fighter jets and let them crash rather than firing from the planes onto Benghazi. One of the pilots is actually from Gaddafi's hometown, which makes it even more interesting. So it's not like the other tribes. It's not like it's just the other tribes that are rebelling against him. It is almost everybody at this point. They have captured the anti-aircraft missiles bases outside of Tobruk. They have set up their own administration in territory that they are controlling. And now, just out today, just a little while ago, one of Gaddafi's closest aides and his cousin, Ahmed Gaddafi al-Dam, has defected. He has gone over Egypt and said that he cannot be with Gaddafi anymore because of the, quote, grave violations to human rights and human and international laws. It is breaking by the minute. Apparently, Gaddafi's forces have attacked a mosque which had anti-government forces in it. They blew its minaret off and seemed to have no issue whatsoever of firing into crowds, firing into mosques. You know, any restraint that they might have shown as Muslim leaders, that is way, way out the window. And of course, a lot of the anti-government forces are saying Gaddafi is anti-Muslim. So, and of course, it depends on your interpretation of that, but certainly blowing the minaret off a mosque does not stand well in the Muslim community in Libya or elsewhere. We have more updates now. The UN is convening. They are considering sanctions that could freeze the assets of the Libyan officials. The U.S. is considering a travel ban on Libyan officials. French President Nicolas Sarkozy says we need to cut off economic ties. And the United Nations is considering a no-fly zone. So if Gaddafi puts up planes up in the sky to fire at the protesters, it is a possibility that Western forces, well, and in fact world forces, would shoot them down. And that would be an amazing development. But it looks like it might not even come to that because people are closing in on Gaddafi. Now there are people saying in Benghazi and some of the other cities, let's go. Let's march on Tripoli. And they say, let's help our brothers in Tripoli. Now, some of these cities are hundreds of miles away. Benghazi, I think, is over 500 miles away from Tripoli. They're like, well, we have our forces here. Let's grab some rifles. Let's grab the ammunition that we now are in control of, and let's march on Tripoli. That's amazing developments. And part of the reason that Gaddafi's in so much trouble is because he kept the army weak and divided. Yesterday we were talking about, gee, why, man, so many defections. What is going on inside of Libya that he couldn't control his army? Well, it turns out there are two things pretty close to what we suspected. One, exactly as I told you yesterday, Gaddafi's family apparently had run amok inside of Libya. He's got 4 sons, one worse than the other, all known for partying, known for womenizing, some arrested for beating their servants in European countries. God knows what they do inside of Libya. People are sick of it. And then the second factor is Gaddafi, since he had actually taken control of Libya over 40 years ago in a military coup, has ever since then has been paranoid about military coups. So he has kept his army weak and divided so that they don't turn on him. Except that now when he needs his army, since he kept them weak and divided, they've turned on him. That's a great irony. And he's using a lot of mercenaries and other forces brought in from the other African countries. And the reason he's doing that is because he thinks they can't take over Libya, but he doesn't trust his army. Well, look, if you treated your army that badly when you need them, of course they're going to turn on you. And that's part of the reason that they are, and that's part of the reason he has lost so much momentum. And now the one other thing he's using to keep safe is apparently, and this story is so unbelievable. I had to check it in 3 different places. I still can't quite believe it. He's using 40 virginal female bodyguards. Okay, and they're supposed to be trained in the latest, fighting tactics, etc. Oh, come on, dude. Okay, if that's what you're relying on, you're in a world of trouble, and who doesn't know that you're actually using them for sex and not really to protect you as much? Come on, man.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.